What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tende here, and welcome into the MMA Hangout. Prior to the interview that we're about to do with Giga Chikadze, I wanted to let you know on the front end, this interview happened before his injury. He was set to fight Josh Emmett during UFC 296 on December 16th, but because of the injury, he had to withdraw, so he's not going to be fighting on that card. I still wanted to put out the interview because I think it was a good conversation between me and him, talking about his injury, his rehabs, coming back from the prior injuries that he had, getting ready to fight Josh Emmett, about his countryman Ilia Topuria fighting Alexander Volkanovski soon. So a lot of good stuff in this interview. I still wanted to put it out. I love Giga as a fighter. I love him as a champion for the causes that he's promoting. Enjoy this interview with Giga Chikadze, and we'll be back with more stuff on the MMA Hangout. We love you guys. Peace. All right, everybody, welcome into the MMA Hangout. That right there is one of the baddest men on the planet. I'm talking to featherweight contender Giga Chikadze. Giga, first off, brother, it's great to have you on the MMA Hangout. Second off, there was a huge layoff after your fight with Calvin Cutter, and you just got back in the octagon in August in Singapore, and now you're part of a massive card of 296 for UFC on December 16th. Brother, first off, how are you? How is the layoff? How is the fight getting back into it? Talk to me about the last 2 years.
Um, Thanks for having me too. Pleasure to be here. As in a layoff, it definitely was not the easy part, because I love the fighting game. I fight as many times as I can per year. I don't really rest and I don't have vacations, so I'm trying to stay active. Uh, and all that made more difficult for me. Yeah, we all lose the fight or whatever happens in the life. We have this feeling that we experience losing sometime, and that happens, and that's part of the game. Sometime that shit happens. I've been in karate sport, in kickboxing, and I've been fighting for a long time, so. As in losing the with the Kelvin, I was not like ashamed or something because it was a tough fight, good fight. And yeah, in the fight there is one winner. So that night, Kelvin won the fight, I lost. But the rest of the period that the doctors gave me the 1 year layoff, and we didn't know about it. Then then a couple of, not only one or two, like actually 4 or 5 fights got canceled, and all of the fights were canceling because of my potential opponents, not from my side. And everyone was mentioning my name. Oh, this guy doesn't want to fight no more. He don't want to get back. But honestly, many fights got canceled because all my opponents were getting injured. That was the hard part. So when I fought Alex Caceres for my last fight, that
Mm-hmm.
was one of my happiest day because finally I went back in octagon, and it was a feelings kind of reborn, in the octagon.
And
So
for
now
people that
I'm
don't know, it took you almost 18 months to get back in the octagon, not only because of fights falling off, but you had multiple surgeries in that time period too because of the fight with Cater. Can you talk to me about? I've played sports too growing up, basketball, football. I've had multiple surgeries on my knees in different areas. So when you have those surgeries as an athlete, did you trust your body completely getting ready for these fights? Did you feel like at the end you're like, okay, I'm good to go?
so there has not been any fight that I was not injured in general, period, like in UFC. I always had some minor or bigger issues as an injuries. And after to come back with Alex, for me, that was not something that I was thinking about. Oh, I had like this injury and that injury, because when I fought Cater, I fought with broken arm, torn the hip, and
Mm.
some other injury I
everything was
had, and
everything
COVID
was wrong.
2 weeks before. So, but when I fought Barbosa, I had the broken hand and tears somewhere, other stuff. So that's not was not really the something for me because I always had any challenges. And right after Kelvin fight, I took the chance and did the surgery right away.
Mhm.
So I was ready to go from the May, the same year. So it was February, March, April. That was the time that I did the surgeries. I did 4 or 5 surgery right away.
Wow.
And from May, they actually scheduled me fight. May, they gave me the contract to fight Sodiq in beginning of September. And I did a full camp, like all 3 months. And right before the fight, like 10 days or 8 days before the fight, they call me and they say that, oh, the doctors are not allowing you to fight in Vegas.
Hmm.
And that was a real issue, you know. So other than that, I was all good. Excited to come back, and now I have a big fight coming up with Josh. Super excited to jump in on the card. It's a big event in general, T-Mobile Arena. So super excited and pumped.
Let's get to that fight with Josh. Your fellow countryman Ilia Topuria just fought Josh in Jacksonville earlier this year. Did Ilia talk to you about some of the stuff to look out for with Josh? Did he give you some pointers to be like, look, watch out with this hand. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. How's Ilia been knowing that you're going to fight Josh Emmett, who's a badass,
Ilya
by
is,
the way? Josh is
yeah,
awesome, and so are
oh
you.
yeah, yeah. Ilya is a great kid. I love him. I love his family too. I'm very close with them. And of course, definitely, I called him right away once the fight got scheduled. We had some fun moments. We're talking about the fight, and some made some jokes as well. But in general, yeah, of course, he gave a couple of his experience, and I feel like my fight compared to Ilya type of fight with Josh will be completely different because me and Ilya are completely different type of fighters, height wise, technique wise.
Mhm.
Same with Josh. So Josh has a different challenge to fighting me compared to fighting Ilya. So I believe he's gonna come with different mindset, different strategy, and yeah, I'm a little bit different compared to all the fighters who I see in featherweight right now with style. So I know what they're gonna try. I know what Josie's strategy could be. So we'll see what happens. You know, it's a fight, always something, just a minor couple of seconds, a couple of moves, and then sometimes everything changes. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And speaking of your length too, in the featherweight division is tough because you're 6 foot and there's not that many 6 foot featherweight, fighters falling all over the place. I know Josh is 5'6". There's guys that are smaller in the division that you have maybe a bit more of a distance reach on that you can do different things with. So I think that matchup between you and him is exciting. Also, talk to me about being on a card as big as 296 that you have multiple championship fights on it. You're fighting in Vegas. It's the last fight of the year for pay-per-view for the UFC this year. They stacked the card with incredible names. Do you feel pride in being like, yeah, I'm one of those guys that I can be on this card that's top to bottom stacked with great fighters, and I'm one of those fighters?
To be honest, like to be 100% honest, every single time I step in octagon, that's the biggest card, you know.
Yeah.
I understand that there are a lot of big fights on the card, but I don't give a shit. I don't care who's fighting who because when I'm fighting and when I'm in the octagon, I know that fans will enjoy me being there. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm one of the best fighter inside the UFC, inside in general in the world right now. And when I go there and when I do what I do the best, that's one of the most entertaining for the fans. And of course, I have to be on the main fights and the big nights and big events and big venues like T-Mobile Arena, Vegas. Of course, it's like the biggest card, and I feel like I have to be there, and that's why they put me there. Um, a little bit, I feel disrespected too because I feel like this fight is not the main card,
Mhm.
but all this doesn't affect me. Even if they put me on the beginning of the card, like very first fight, which would be like Fight Pass, I don't give a shit. I'm going there to kill. I'm going there in the octagon to entertain, enjoy the seconds and moments when I step inside the octagon because this is what I love the most. You know,
Yeah.
after my family, this is what I enjoy. The living, it's like for me, it's like a breathe, eating food, drinking water. that's what I love to do.
When I talk to fighters, I'm always amazed by the walkout, and because I've been to multiple UFC events where I see the fighters coming out and just the crowd goes crazy, 20,000 plus people screaming. And what's that moment like for you? Do you feel the crowd? Are you so zoned in on your opponent that you're walking up, you're getting your Vaseline, you're giving your stuff to your coaches, you're walking to the octagon? Like, how's that moment for you? Is it loud or is it quiet?
As I said before, I've been doing this for a long time. I started to fight karate first and then kickboxing. And in kickboxing, I was fighting like the big fights already. All these gave me like big experience. So I don't really stress out. Like I used to when I was a little kid or younger fighter. But now when I step in, I enjoy my music. I enjoy that I represent my country.
Mm-hmm.
I have my flag always with me when I walk in. Um, fans, fans are fans. That's great, But I fought in Apex too, and I fought in T-Mobile Arena,
Mm-hmm.
Madison Square Garden. I fought some big venues as well.
At the top of your division, the featherweight division, your countryman, Ilia Topuria, is fighting one of the greatest of all time, Alexander Volkanovski, for the featherweight belt. Giga, when you look at that fight, what do you think? Obviously, being your division, being a good friend of yours, seeing somebody as good as Alex Volkanovski, how does that fight make you feel?
It's great, though. Definitely, it's a good fight. I'm rooting for Ilya. I can't wait to watch the fight, and I think he has a big chance to pull the fight, and I'm excited for him.
Are you going to be there with him? Or are you going to fly out to? I think it's in LA. They said maybe.
Not sure where is that for. So once I know, then I can see then figure out.
Ilya put
I'm
up a
gonna try
video.
to be there.
Ilya put up a video of him with like a rose or something, and it said Los Angeles 2024. So I don't know. Maybe it's in Los Angeles. That would be big for the
Yeah,
UFC.
that would be the easy for me then. Yeah.
Where are you based out of right now?
I'm in South Cali in Huntington Beach,
Oh, so you're right there.
Yeah.
Quick drive away. Talk to me about your foundation, your mother. We lost her to breast cancer. Talk to me about Knockout Cancer Foundation and what that means for you. And I'll tell you what it means for me after you're done.
Yeah. So you guys know the story. My mom passed away from cancer, and after that, me and my family we found a charity fund, and we gave this name the Knockout Cancer because when before she died, was supporting her with the slogan "Knockout Cancer," kind of to give her love and support that when I was fighting my fights, I was standing with her. And after that, it's like very really personal for us to every single time I fight or something, we make money somehow from the charities. Like anything we do from charity to make money, 100% goes to charity, and then we try to help people. So far, we reached over 200 people, and really proud with this. And we're trying to go more and get bigger amount.
Absolutely. For me, I'm actually a 2-time cancer survivor myself. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
Wow.
So when I see athletes, and when I see yourself putting out a foundation to help people with something that they didn't ask for, that they got, that was given to them, that they didn't contract, it's a very difficult situation when you're dealing with something as big as cancer. And sometimes it could be lonely, but when you have people like yourself that are fighting the good fight to help for people that have passed on and the people in the future that could be touched by this foundation, it's a really cool thing that you're doing, man. And I support you, and I love that you're doing this. And any way I can help, I'd love to.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I wish you all the best too. You are the real warrior, my man. You are the real. That's a real fight, and wow, I didn't expect that from you coming.
Yeah. And it's something that, I keep close because it's a very personal thing. As you know, it's a very personal fight. And luckily I've been blessed that I've been able to beat it twice. So I'm a 2-time champ, 2-division champ.
Nice.
I got
You
the 2
are
belts
real
with me.
champ.
Double champ. But we appreciate you, Giga. Thank you for hanging out with us. And on top of that, go check out his fight. He's fighting December 16th, UFC 296. He's fighting Josh Emmett, another fierce featherweight battle, for Giga Chikadze. Brother, good luck on your fights. We're excited. Hopefully we can have you on after.
Thank you. Excited to come back in the future. Hey, take care, brother, and wish you all the best health, brother.
Thank you, brother. I'm good. I've been in remission. The first time I had it, I was 5, and I was able to beat it. And then I had it again in 2019, so maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 2 different things, both lymphoma.
Wow.
But I was able to beat it. The first time I had chemo, the second time I had radiation. But thank God I'm good, man, and I'm just, living life. So when they told me that you were coming on to promote that, I was like, yeah, I don't care. Let's do it.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. All the best to you, my man.
Same, brother. Kick ass on the 16th, okay?
Take care, bro.
Later, bro.
Bye-bye.